Good. Hey, thanks for having me on. Yeah, I'm like the Timu Reeves. Yeah, yeah. I even cut my hair, man. I was like, but I guess it's the beard. I gotta get rid of that next. So yeah, it is. Yeah, it's hard to get away from it. When I was younger, I looked like Ross from Friends, so that was worse. So yeah, yeah. And then I get Tom Green a lot too. Um, yeah, it just depends. Just depends on where I'm at, I guess. What's going on?
Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. My mixer wasn't in for some reason, but we're good now.
All right.
It's amateur hour over here.
Oh man, don't worry about it.
um, I want to ask because I you are just a man that's doing everything, but I know like the way that I met you was through like game collecting and like content and stuff. What got you started into collecting and playing video games?
Yeah, that's a question I get asked quite a bit. So we didn't have video games growing up when I was younger. We couldn't afford them. So the first anything we had was like that Pong paddle, like that wood
Yeah,
grain one with the two knobs on the end of it.
yeah,
That was the first thing we ever had. My dad brought it home when we were younger, and basically it had like 10 games built in it, but all of them were still just Pong, right? Like hockey,
yeah, yeah.
tennis,
Yep,
right?
all the same
Um,
thing.
and yeah, and I asked my dad like a while ago. I was just like, why didn't we have anything after that? And my dad honestly thought that like nothing would be better than what he brought home. He thought this was like the future. So like yeah, so we never got anything after that. And but I know mostly too like money. We didn't have money for like when Nintendo came out and Sega Master System. We didn't have money for that. So the Game Boy came out and I wanted one really bad, but it wasn't really in the cards for a while. But then one day my mom surprised me with it. She like just dropped it in my hands at the store. We were at the store, and I couldn't believe it that I got it, and that kind of kicked off my whole like love for gaming and appreciation for gaming because it was something that my parents um, bought even though we couldn't afford. And before that, sprinkled in before that was those Tiger LCD games. So those hold a big value to me too. When you're a kid, you play those in your mind, your child's mind, right? You are Simon Belmont. You're jumping around, and you're like, but now you see it as an adult, and you're like, oh my god,
This is
like
terrible.
yeah, this is god awful, man. The little annoying LCD beeps and everything. So
Yeah.
but that kicked off my whole. And so when I had my Facebook page, like I was doing a blog page, the symbol for that page was the Game Boy because the Game Boy was like the first thing that I ever got and what like kicked off everything for me. So
That's awesome. I had like I mine was like kind of the opposite. I had the NES. My sister and her friends actually got it for me. I know I've probably said that 1,000 times on this channel, but
okay,
all my siblings are older than I am by
yeah,
like at least 10 years or more.
okay,
So when I was 3 for my third birthday, all of them pitched in and got me a Nintendo.
oh
And
wow,
I played like Super Mario, 1 and Super Mario 3 and, Excite Bike and all that stuff. And
yeah,
then I had, like, I don't know where the other consoles came, but I had, like, basically every one of them. I had Super Nintendo and Sega and N64. I didn't get them on release. I think I got them, like, a little bit later, but I had them at some point, regardless, a Game Boy and stuff like that. So, like, I've just been in it since basically like the NES moving forward. But I had the Tiger handheld stuff. Like we would get those at like yard sales and stuff.
okay,
And I remember, I think I had like I want to say it was like the Lion King or like the Jungle Book
oh
maybe.
geez, okay,
And
wow,
I remember them being so cool. But as like I've gotten to be an adult and I look at people play like collecting on YouTube and stuff, I'm like, oof, never mind. There's like everybody has such fond memories of them. I'm like, I don't really.
Okay, yeah, I can get that. I mean, there's probably a little bit of an age gap from you and I, because for me, when they came out, I was probably like 12 or so, around that age.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
and
in mid
we'd actually buy
30s.
them. Oh, you're mid 30s? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I'm like almost probably 20 something years older.
You're the age of my siblings.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not buying you a Nintendo. So.
Damn.
Well, I remember we would go to the store and actually buy the Tiger games like in the package, and so that was like a big deal.
I don't think I ever had any like brand new in the package. It was
Okay.
always like at a yard. My mom was a big yard sailor. I remember going yard sailing all the time. She would have like newspapers clippings out, and we'd be just
Okay.
driving around. And if my wife will tell you, if you've ever gone shopping with that woman, like Black Friday shopping, they went
Yeah.
one time with her,
Oh,
and she
geez.
was like, never again. They went out at like 12 or 1 in the morning. They didn't get back till like 7 that next morning.
Oh, you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, my wife was like, I can't do that. Nah, I just
Jeez,
can't.
man.
I was like,
That's
yeah,
not shopping. That's a pilgrimage.
I told her, I was like, look, if you're going with her, be ready. She will leave when she is ready to leave.
Yeah, wow, that's dedication. No way. I mean, I do like my yard sales for sure. I do a lot of thrifting myself, so
Oh,
thrift hunting and stuff.
I love just going through someone's old stuff. That's like one of my
Wow.
favorite things to do. My wife is just like, I don't know how you enjoy this much. I'm like, if you give me someone that has an abandoned house and I can
Yeah.
just go through, like, it's just left in like crisp condition, I will dig through all that stuff all day long. It
Yeah,
doesn't even
yeah.
have to be video games, doesn't have to be anything entertainment related. Like, just looking at just old stuff.
It's a gateway to the past. I mean, you just never know what you're gonna find.
That's it right there. You never know
Yeah.
what you're gonna find. It's just, are you gonna find like old newspaper clippings from like these events that happened before you were born?
Yeah.
Old records, just, and even like personal pictures. You can see like that their whole life through these like pictures, and you don't even know the person.
Yeah.
So it's super interesting in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have a particular video game franchise that is just like your thing?
Halo.
That's a good choice.
Yeah. It's a weird choice because my brother-in-law brought me an Xbox when I was in North Dakota. I was stationed in North Dakota when I was in the Air Force. It was my first base, and he showed up for the weekend with my sister. They came to visit, and he brought this Xbox. I've never seen one before in my entire, like I didn't know when it came out or anything. And it was massive. I was like, I couldn't even believe this was a console. And he was like, I've got this game. It's called Halo. I think we can play 2-player. And I said, okay, man, let's do it. And what was supposed to turn into like a weekend visit turned into we played that thing for like the entire weekend, and all the way to the very end where I had to phone my friend Josh. I was like, dude, you got to get over here, man. We can't drive this Warhog to save our life right now. Like we were just, because that last level, man, you're trying to navigate through those turns, and
Yeah.
the way that you had to use the sticks was, to me, I was not used to that. I was not used to that gameplay style.
Yeah.
And but yeah, he came over, man. He bailed us out. We beat the game. My sister was super mad. She was like, "We didn't see anything in North Dakota." I'm like, "You didn't really miss much." So, but
it's North Dakota. It's
that
stuff.
was the first like anything I'd ever played. And so I just Master Chief. So I have like this huge Halo like Master Chief shrine in this house here. And I'm just, yeah, so that's like my thing, my favorite thing for gaming.
Yeah, I'm a big Halo fan as well. That is something that me and my friends just went hard on. Like, I got introduced to Halo with Halo 2.
Oh, okay, yeah, dude. And everyone, I think that's everyone's like, yeah, everyone was Halo 2, man.
Yeah, there's a person in my Twitch chat right now, Zeroed. He is a big Halo fan as well. So everything on his channel is like all Halo themed.
Yeah,
and he
nice.
used to be a competitive Halo player, so
Oh
he's
wow.
a big Halo guy.
I will not link up with him then. I don't want to get I don't want to get annihilated.
But we played Halo 2 like it was our religion, man. Like just every single night we'd pop on and we'd just
Yeah. It's
play
back online
until
right now too. You can play it
yeah,
online right now. Yeah. I
yeah.
think it's so wild in 2025.
Yeah, yeah. Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4 was a little iffy for me, but I still I liked the story on that one. I think that they did a really
Yeah.
good job with that. The multiplayer was kind of middle of the road.
I think people kind of poo-poo 5 also a little bit.
I think
So,
I was just talking to somebody about 5 and they were saying like they actually didn't mind it. Reach,
yeah.
I didn't care for Reach when it came out.
Yeah.
Like I was so excited to get it and I got it and I put it in and I started playing it. I was like, what is
Oh man,
this?
the ending's so good though.
I do like the story. Like I did
Yeah.
replay that as an adult and I was like, what,
Yeah.
why did I not like this?
I'm
Right.
kind of an idiot, man. I like them regardless of you know what I mean? I'm just like if it's on the screen and I shoot things that sound like a caveman, I'm like shooting good. Like so I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm pretty happy with
I
them.
never had an original Xbox. I only had a 360.
Oh, okay. Well,
So I didn't get to play. Actually, I haven't played the first one like the whole way through. The very first
okay.
one.
Yeah.
I've played
I
bits and
just replayed
pieces.
it not that long ago. Um, I'm doing a thing where I'm replaying all the Halos on their original hardware, and I started with 1, and now I'm on 2 right now. So
Okay, that's a question I have for you since you just brought it up. With like when you go back and play games, do you prefer to play them on the original hardware or do you find like the most convenient way to play them the better way?
no, I if I have the original hardware, I want to experience it on the original hardware because probably 9 out of 10 times I never got to experience it that way. So that's what I aim for is to go for. So like I have a Wii, so I want to play Wii games on the Wii. I won't put those Wii games in the Wii U. If
Okay.
that makes sense,
Yeah.
right? So I don't care if it looks fancier or nice or whatever. I try to use all the original hardware if I have the means to. So
I that's something I go back and forth with. Like certain things I'm like, yeah, I want to experience that on like the original hardware, the way that it was supposed to be played.
uh,
But then the same time I'm just like if I'm going from the 360 to like a PS4 port, like how different are they really? Like they might be
oh
a
right,
little bit more polished or whatever and like with like certain Super Nintendo games if I have like the collection, like the Mega Mans or whatever, I'm like how different are they really?
yeah.
It's it's a double-edged sword cuz sometimes you're just like like with the rewinds in like the retro
Oh
games, they have like the
yeah, yeah,
rewinds where you can go back like they're easy to abuse.
yeah.
You're gonna use them if you know that they're there.
Yeah, I
But if
know. Where was that like 20 years ago, man?
yeah, but if you're playing with them on like the Super Nintendo, that doesn't
Right.
exist. When you
Yeah,
lose and it's game over, that's it. You have to start
yeah.
all over.
I like that though, man. Still keeps me like, I don't know, keeps me working towards something. Otherwise, I would probably lose interest in gaming. So,
It, I find it to be like a balance thing, like especially when you don't have as much time to sink
yeah.
into games. Like if you just want to experience the game, it's one thing, and then like if you want to experience it the way that it should, then you can just do that. It's I don't know.
No, yeah,
It's trying
I get
to
it.
find that balance, especially
Yeah.
as like a dad that's
Yeah.
in the thick of it.
Yeah.
I know you were big on collecting video games, and I know we were talking before this, and you're not really collecting now, unless it's something specific. What did you enjoy the most about collecting video games?
Well, for me, I think it was always like the thrill of finding something that's unknown to you, something new that you've never got to experience. I think that's kind of cool. Um, but I don't know. It's a tough question. uh, yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe just I was never a completionist, so I never really sought out to complete like all libraries or anything like that. I think I just always just sought to get like all the ones that I know I would like or would want to keep, right? And then not and just leave everything else out. I just try to keep it simple. So
Yeah, I think for me, like collecting, the thing that attracts me to collecting video games is the, like, obviously finding the ones that you played as a kid and you have that attachment to, like, you know, the Marios and the Halo and,
right,
you know, the games that you played, Resident Evil for me, obviously. Um, but also like you said, finding something new. Like the big thing now, especially with like the indie games that are taking off, there's a ton of games that I'm sure that I would never pick up if I saw them out somewhere. But if I
right,
saw somebody play it, I'm like, wow, that looks pretty sweet. And then I see it out, I'm gonna pick it up, and if it's, you know, a good find, I'll snag it and I'll put it in, I'll play it, and it's something that I would never play, but it's one of the greatest games that I've ever played.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
for example, I was late to the party on a game called Celeste, and I don't know if you've played it or heard of it.
I don't think so.
So it is on everybody's like best games of all time list,
Oh
and
wow,
I've ranted and raved about this game so much. I was like, it's something new, it's something out of my wheelhouse. I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna play it. And it's like a platformer, like one of those like kind of hard, difficult platformers, and it has like this story to it, but it is one of the best games that I have ever played, and it's not even close.
and it's all platforms.
It's all platforming.
Okay.
You have like little
I mean,
abilities that
like
you can
it's
use.
across all systems. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, yep. It's on
Okay. Okay.
PC, PlayStation 4,
Okay.
Xbox. It's on Game Pass. It's
Oh
everywhere.
wow. Okay.
And it is, dude, it is just the story behind the game and everything. It's all about like mental health and the struggles that we all have with like anxiety, depression, um, just all that, like doubting ourselves, stuff like that. And it puts it in like this nice package, and everything just ties together and comes full circle at the end. And it's a fantastic, fantastic game. But
Okay.
I would have never played it if I just saw it somewhere and was like, eh, whatever. I would have never
Yeah.
picked it up. But like
Okay.
seeing like somebody on YouTube play it, I'm like, that looks kind of fun. I'm
Yeah.
gonna pick that up. And I played it, and it's like I I just replayed it. I just beat it last night, I think,
Oh wow.
or the
Yeah.
or 2 nights ago, and I was like, it was just as good the second time as it was the first.
Okay. Yeah, I try to pop in some people's streams every now and then if I see something on there. I know premium edition games too. They stream their games, so sometimes I'll pop in to see a game I don't know about. But I don't know. Ever since I stopped doing YouTube, I kind of also just like stopped watching it. Like doing YouTube, I think made me like not like YouTube for a while. So I'm kind of like I'm in and out. So people are like really surprised when they see me pop in a chat or something, and
Yeah, I could.
they're like, oh crap, Rob's here.
Yeah,
He's still
I
alive.
could see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like what I feel like it's kind of like once you get out of it, you kind of want to stay away because you don't want to have that temptation of just like, oh, I could do a video just like that. Let me do
Oh
one.
no,
Let me do one
no,
more.
there's none of that either for me. No, there's none of that. I just like I don't know. Just sometimes I feel like it's such a saturated market,
It really is. Yeah.
and I mean you can scroll through and it's like everyone, like how many times can you see top 10 Sega Genesis list or you know what I mean? Like, and then you see your friends make a video and you're just like, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it because it's just like, hey, I bet you didn't know about these Xbox games, and I'm like, I bet I do. Like, and I don't really want to watch it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm
I've
pretty sure
I've had that same thing happen where I watch like a big variety of things. Like I'll watch people talk about the most random stuff, like little drama things that I find. Then I'll listen to like pro wrestling inside stories, and then
yeah.
video games, and then like just the most, like my algorithm is just a bunch of just random stuff.
Oh yeah, dude, mine's all over the place
So,
too. Yeah, yeah,
so I'll see like one of the people that I keep up with and I'm subscribed to or whatever. I'll see them post a video and I'm like, ah, I feel like I've seen that somewhere, and I saw it like 2 weeks ago on somebody else's page, and I'm like, what, what could possibly be different?
yeah. And then that's the thing too, is like something new will happen in the news. Like obviously when the Switch 2 came out, and so then everyone that I know like made a Switch 2 video, and I'm like, oh my god, dude,
Yep.
it's too much, man. Like, and
I
there's no real different take on it. Everyone seems to be saying the same thing, so
Yep.
I don't really want to watch that 80 times, you know?
I was
Like,
I was one of the people that did a Switch 2 video.
yeah. And
it
I mean, I'm not saying that to be mean or like
No, I
disrespect anyone, but it's just like everyone's vying for that. Like, you know, if you're a YouTuber and you want views and you want whatever your goal is, you're all have the same goals, and it's hard because there's no separation. Like,
it's
you know,
who can get to it first, who has the
and
time to do it first.
yeah. And the funny thing is, you could have made the same video as someone like, let's say, I don't know, John Hancock, but then John Hancock's video probably like skyrockets to like, you know, 15,000 views, and you would get like 200. It
Yeah.
makes no sense. You probably could have the same type of title and everything. And it's
Same
just like,
title, same description, same looking
right. And
thumbnail,
then
same
YouTube's like,
everything.
YouTube's like, oh, nah.
I feel like the part of the YouTube thing is like, oh, this person's like a monetized user. We can make money off of this if it gets pushed, so we're gonna just push that one.
Yeah, maybe. Like, I don't know, man. I just got lucky. Like, I had one big video. It was an Xbox 360 video, and I had like the long hair, and I had like a Bill Murray shirt on, and it literally just said like must play Xbox 360 games, and that's it. And it was like most of my videos terrible, dude. Like, because I didn't put like anything in there either. Like, I didn't put any of the game covers, or like, it was just literally a video of footage and me just rambling about stuff. Like, there wasn't even facts in the video. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this game was made by and developed by and came out in this year. It was
Yeah.
just like, dude, I love this. The action's so cool. Check them out. Like, and it hit like 26,000 something views. And mostly it's because everyone said it was the Keanu Reeves effect. It's all it was. Literally, they were like, you look like Keanu, or they were like, oh, it's retro Keanu gamer, all these comments. Like, if you go back to that video and read through those comments, you know, because they're still on there. And then the weirdest one was some girl. She was like, you look like you're trying to be Metal Jesus, but with Keanu Reeves or something. And that was the weirdest one. I didn't know how even how to answer that one. So I was just like, thank you. Like, so, but literally, dude, that's the only reason my channel was successful, is because of my face. It had nothing to do. My videos are garbage, man. They're absolute trash. Like, they're dialed in. There's no special effects. No, I don't do anything, man, except for like, I use Adobe. I put the clips in there, and then I put my voice underneath it, and that's all I do, and I upload it. There's
I mean,
no, I don't. It takes me like maybe like 30 minutes to make a video.
I mean, I'm not like, everybody seems to like go towards all these like special editing effects, and you got to do the cuts and the jump cuts, and you got to add the little meme in there, and I'm like,
I don't know.
sometimes it's annoying to me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm a very basic guy. Like, I like what I like. And if
yeah,
I'm pretty sure I watched the exact 360 video that you're talking about. And I'm a fan of the 360.
yeah.
It's one of my Joe
Me too.
Rad just said John Wick Gaming.
Oh, dude, I know him, man. Where's he? Is he on Twitch right now talking to you?
No, he's on the YouTube.
Oh, I can't see the comments. So
I love Joe.
yeah, he's an
Joe's a
awesome
good
dude, man.
dude.
They had me on their show, and I couldn't believe it. I was like super floored.
Yeah, they're great dudes over there. Um I'm pretty sure I watched that same video, and I'm a fan of the 360, so I was just watching it because I was a fan of the 360, and I was like, yeah, this guy likes the stuff that I like. Cool, good video.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I watched it the whole way through. I wasn't looking at it being like, he didn't jump cut here, he didn't add a meme here. It was just like, you know,
No, mine's pretty cut and dry, man. It's the dude on the couch. I just sit here, I talk to you for a few minutes, and I'm like, we're gonna look at these games. Then we look at them, and then I say goodbye on the couch, and then I'm out. But that's my whole. That was my whole format.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I pretty much did the same thing. Like, I
yeah,
started out just I tried to have like a little like loose like script or thing to follow to keep it like at least somewhat organized.
yeah,
But it changed so much that I was like, yeah, we're just gonna just freely talk about stuff. And then when I got to where I am now, with just like having guests on when I can find them or when they are willing to come on, I don't even like I have a list of things to ask, just kind of like to keep it
keep
moving.
the flow going.
But
Yeah,
if we go off on a tangent, those questions are out the window. I've had people on where I've talked to them and I'm like, I didn't even ask like 3/4 of the questions because we started talking about this game or we started talking about this
yeah.
system or we had this thing in common. Like I had Mr. Rightway on. He was like one of my first guests that I had on, and
Okay.
I think the whole time we just talked about wrestling.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. He doesn't live too far from me, man.
Oh,
He's like a
really?
couple. Yeah, he's like a couple hours away. We've been trying to like link up, but he's like he's busier than me, man, which
Dude,
is hard to believe.
he's a busy guy.
Yeah,
He does stuff where I'll see him post. I'm like, what is he like? How?
yeah,
He
yeah.
did
I
like
run into
the
him at expos, but like that's the only time we've ever really gotten to hang out. So I like I have to go to Ohio to hang out with him, not to Dallas, which is 2 hours. Hey man, you want to do something? Yeah, man, let's go to South Carolina.
Yeah, he I saw him post a video and it was like talking to AEW wrestlers and I was like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
"What?
yeah.
How?"
He was doing that here. That was in Texas also. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
he just does stuff. And then
That's good. Yeah,
he'll go around to like different places or take trips and stuff. I'm like, "Dude, good for you."
yeah. He's always trying to. That's what I told him before. Is that he's always like widening his like scope of things. Like he's always doing different things, which is kind of cool. So
I mean, he's doing something right. That's
yeah,
that's all that matters. Like
yeah, it's working for him.
I mean,
I don't have that kind of energy, man. I don't want to. I couldn't. That's why I capped myself at a year. I was like, I'm gonna do a year and then get out. Only my family knew that was the goal. So when I left, everyone was kind of surprised.
yeah, so what that was a really interesting thing for me when I saw you being like, "All right, I've hit my year.
Yeah,
Bye. I'm done."
yeah.
What made you get into like the YouTube thing or try it and then just cap it at the year and just move on?
So I've told this story before. So if anyone's watching, they've heard it. I'm sorry, but so yeah, I was on Facebook. I had like a blog style page, and it turned into this big deal. And like I was approaching 30,000 followers, and I was monetized. I was getting paid every month by Meta, and I was doing really good at it. And then in December, I think it's been 2 years now. I woke up to my page just being disabled. The Facebook just took it away from me, and there was no reason, no warnings. I never got any emails. I got nothing except for one email that came through finally that said violation of community standards. That was it, and they didn't tell me what I did to violate. So
Weird.
yeah, it was, dude. It was just wild, man. I had friends on Twitter at the time when it was called Twitter. Now it's like X. They were all lobbying for me, and like I was trying to contact them. I was calling them out on there, like, "Hey, Meta, hey, whatever," and like nothing got resolved. Nothing could happen. And then I don't know if you know Stephen Haywood, the Tech Buzz.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, he has a channel too, and he knew some people at Facebook, and he was trying to reach out to them, and they're like, "Dude, we don't." I think from what I gathered from other people is that there was a security rollout that week or that night, and it wiped out a bunch of pages to include mine, and that's the only really explanation I got from anyone that kind of made, I guess, some kind of sense. But that's the problem with these types of things is that you have bots on bots on bots that are just, and there's no humans anymore. And
Yeah.
so if they do something and they're like, oh well, right? And it can happen to anybody. It could happen to you, tomorrow. Any of you who have Facebook or any type of social media, if they want to just make it disappear, that's it. It's gone. And
Yeah.
so yeah, so I don't get too attached to that stuff, man. Like after that whole incident. But anyways, I had a bunch of friends like Scott from Game Closet, Jay from Square Pegs, Chris from Game Dad, all those guys, right? I was talking to them and they were like, dude, you should do a YouTube channel. And I was like, well, I liked Facebook better because I liked the written word and I could hide behind the written word. I don't like being in front of like the camera and stuff. I didn't want my face out there. And, but they convinced me to do it. And I did the first video, which was a tour of this game house, and it was an absolute disaster. The sound, I didn't know what I was doing, man. Like the video was good as far as seeing what was in here, but the music levels were all over the place.
Yeah.
My voice was all over the place. I didn't know you had to like for each clip you had to adjust everything. I didn't know you had to do that. And so I launched it anyways, and it got like, and it did good too. It got like 3,700 views, but all the comments were like, dude, do you not know what you're doing? Or like, do you know how to check your sound levels and all this other stuff? And I'm like, no, I don't know what I'm doing, man. Like I never know what I'm doing. That's the problem, is I just jump into something and then hope it works out. But people, believe it or not, were nice about it. They were, comments weren't as bad as it sounds. They were just like, hey, this is a great video, but, and I'm like, I know, man, I like all my answers are like, I'm really sorry, or I'm learning. And then after like, I think 2 months after that is when that 360 video came out, and that hit like 26,000 views. And then I got monetized and all that stuff within like 2 months, like that 2 months. And then, so then I just kept at it but I always knew it was going to be a year, because it was kind of a social experiment for me. I wanted to just see like how far I could get into the gaming community in a year. Like I've always liked watching Pixel Game Squad. Could I get far enough in the community to meet them and they know who I am?
Yeah.
And then I did with all, like, I met all these other YouTubers and everything, all these channels that I watched and I was like a fan of, and those were my goals. My goal was to see if I could get monetized, get known in the gaming community, and then I was just going to get out. And then I did. I met everybody. I checked all the boxes, and I was like, "See you later."
I just imagine like somebody just being like, "Hey, I'm gonna get hired at this grocery store. I'm gonna start as a bagger. I'm gonna work my way up all the way up to corporate, and I'm gonna do it in this amount of time." And you finally get the call to go to corporate, and you're like, "All right, cool. I get this salary and all these things," and you're just like, "Here's my 2 weeks. See ya."
Yep. Out. On to the next adventure. That's the story of my life right now. On to the next adventure. So
that's crazy. We have Linda the Gamer Gal in here.
Oh yeah, man. That's LL Cool Games. Oh no, Linda. I know Linda. Sorry, I got confused. I was thinking Lindsay. Linda. I know Linda. Sorry, Linda. I didn't mean to confuse you.
Yeah, they're similar. We can't blame you too hard.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting like way to go about it, because I feel, especially like now, I feel it would be almost impossible to do what you did. Like you'd have to have like a stroke of luck there, or just have like all of the skills and time to do it, because like I'm a guy that I like to do a lot of things. Like same with you like, I'm not on the level of you because you are a different breed, but like I have a lot of different interests. Like I like video games, I like hunting, I like fishing, I like, doing golfing. I have so many different interests, and I enjoy certain things in like small doses.
Yeah.
And when I started, what I have here is I would edit and try and make it like as good as I could make it. But it never really like the quality was there, but the quality of like the content was never there. Like it was, my brain just doesn't allow me to focus like on one thing to make like a concentrated video.
Oh, okay.
And then I started like finally dialing that in a bit, like probably, I don't know, like 2 or 3 months ago, where it was like a concentrated video where it wasn't just talking about like 1,000 different things, and it was like an hour and a half long. But I feel like with like what you said about just YouTube and everything being so oversaturated, like you can see 1 million people talking
Yeah.
about Castlevania. You have to title it correctly, and you have to put all the search words in it. And like I'm not that guy. I'm
Yeah.
not that guy at all. Like if I don't have interest in it, I
Yeah.
can't dive into it. So it's just kind of out the
Yeah.
door.
I I think well, first too, I want to apologize to Linda again too, because Linda is one of the streamers also that I pop in on her stuff every now and then on her Saturday mornings. And you're talking about learning about games and stuff. I learned games from her channel, so I feel bad. I heard I don't know why I process it as Lindsay, but anyways, um, yeah, YouTube with like the thing is like for you like that's good if you should just make what you want to make if that's what makes you happy
Yeah.
and not worry about like chasing the views and chasing the numbers because at the end of the day what you put out there that's your product and if you're proud of it and your family and friends are proud of it and they love what you're doing then you're a success. You don't need to be a 10,000, 30,000 subscribed channel monetized channel.
Yeah.
You are already a success for what you're doing but plus you're putting yourself out there which most people don't want to do or can't do. So I've told this on shows before, man. I personally, in my opinion, I think it's crazy, dude. Absolutely crazy. If just like 50 people watch your video, that means 50 different houses in the United States or maybe somewhere in the world saw you in their living room or on their phone. And that's wild, man. And I feel like that's a success, man, because that's 50 people you didn't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you get a video of 200 views, 400 views, 500 views, dude, I feel that's a win, man. That's a win. That's 500 people, and that's a lot of people. Be in a room with 500 people and have them listen to you talk, and then put that in your head, right?
Yeah.
It's wild, man. So
It
I don't know.
you never think about it that way, really. Like I've had one video like I think we were talking before we went live about it is I did like a little experiment of like something was hot in the news or in the gaming realm, and I was like, I'm just gonna talk about it and see what happens. Like,
Yeah,
is this gonna be the thing that like takes off? And it did. It got like almost 10,000 views,
it's crazy.
which is not like I just watched the numbers go and go and go, and the comments roll in and roll in. And granted, the comments were unhinged to the max degree,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it was crazy to see like how quickly it took off just because of the subject matter. And for some
yeah.
reason, everybody was talking about it, but I guess it wasn't in the area that I put it in on YouTube.
Okay, yeah,
And I feel like I've talked to a lot of people that I watch content wise. Like I talked to Retro Wolf and Mort's Garage and everything, and like
yeah,
I've talked to them about making content and just being in this YouTube area and Twitch and stuff like that. And when it comes to like the numbers and making videos and stuff, like they've all said the same thing. And
yeah,
it's all true. Like just do what you want to do, and if it goes, it goes, and if it doesn't, it doesn't.
yeah, man.
And that's what I try and do.
And once you put it out there, that's it. It's like it's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't do anything, but you can't do anything about it unless you want to delete it. But
Yeah. It's
so
and some people on the internet are ruthless.
oh yeah,
Ruthless. But that's a part that surprisingly doesn't bother me too much. Like I never read a comment that was like nasty and just been like, ow.
yeah, yeah. You're gonna get those, man. Even would get like some troll comments or some mean comments every now and then, and it's just kind of like. But you know, at the end of the day, you gotta remember that those people they're not mad at you.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
you know what I mean? There's just some things going on in their life, and you're just a vessel for them to express something. So in a way, you're kind of helping them. So
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So it's
basically.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't know what to do. They're like, "Oh man, I'm so mad. I don't know what to do." And they're like, "Man, F you, Dad's game room." And then their day's
Yeah.
better, right?
They're like, yes,
Uh, yeah.
finally.
They're not even mad at you, man. Like
Yeah, yeah.
they're just upset. Something's going on, and they're like, I don't know. So
So
that's how I've always dealt with that.
yeah, I mean, it's the easiest way to deal with it is just kind of like look
Yeah.
at it and be like, dang, what's going on over there?
Yeah, they can say whatever they want about me, man. I'll never see them, so I don't care.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I mean? I'm not
It's
gonna
just,
bump into them in Walmart tomorrow and be like,
are you Demon Slayer 69?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I knew it.
I knew it, man.
So you said like you weren't comfortable getting in front of the camera or you didn't want your face to be out there.
Yeah.
What was the reason for that? Just being shy or just like
I don't
just
know.
weird about it?
I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't think I would be one of those people like that, like I don't know, like wanted to be on camera or anything, or just I don't know. I just didn't. I've never had it in my head. Like some people are just kind of comfortable with it, and they're just like, "Oh, dude, I love being on a camera. I can't wait to be on a camera." I'm just not that person. So
I'm surprised that I've gotten as comfortable as I am with it because I played music for 10 plus years and being in bands and playing a variety of different venues and size venues and stuff like this. Like I always got nervous, before shows just being in front of people and I've never been a good public speaker. Like if I had to
yeah,
stand up in front of the class in school, like no, forget about it. Like I'm stuttering
yeah,
over my words. I could never do it. But as I've gotten older and like in my career and stuff like that, it's gotten easier to talk and I've found that I like talking to people. So I've always wanted to like do something like this since I've seen like people on YouTube and stuff, but it never occurred to me like I could take that jump
yeah, yeah,
until I finally did it. And like it's a different thing when you have somebody like on the other end talking.
right,
Like it's easier to communicate and easier to talk and everything. But when it's just you and the camera and you have to sit there and like look at the camera and talk, like it's so awkward.
yeah,
And you're trying
yeah,
to like read like a script that kind of loosely talks about what you want to talk about and then also put your own spin on it. It's always like I don't know, like I don't think I could be that comfortable
okay,
because you're just in a room by yourself and like there's no like if I'm talking at somebody, it's easy, but to talk at something, it always comes across like awkward,
yeah.
like that awkward tone.
Maybe you could put like a mannequin across from you or
I
something.
I thought about taking like a picture of somebody and like cutting it out and like putting it around like the lens of the camera.
Yeah,
But I was like, nah, that's weird. Like just imagine somebody coming down to see the game room and that's what they see. They see just
well,
like a cutout of somebody.
it's too late now. Now people are gonna think you do that. So
Do you prefer retro games or modern games?
uh, I know with the name like Retro Rob, right? That name's so stupid too, by the way. The only reason I am that name is because when I started my Facebook, I was actually a modder back in the day. I used to mod handhelds, and I would sell these handhelds like around the U.S. and stuff, like Game Boy, the original Game Boy, and then Game Boy Advances. I was modding them back when you had to like peel off the polarized film and all that
Oh
on the Game
wow.
Boy, and they put that light, like the light behind it.
Yep.
That's how long. And so I was retro mod Rob because I'm a right
No,
modder.
okay. Yeah.
I'm so clever. And
I
then
mean it's catchy.
I thought it was too, right? But then when I stopped modding, just because like I was just this dad in a kitchen, and I was like, I had like this lady in town, and she had like this like etching machine, and she would she would etch stuff on the back for me, and like that was like my whole operation was this lady at a trophy shop, and me at this kitchen counter, like and bigger and better companies came out like Game Boy Kingdom and RetroModding.com,
Yeah.
Handheld Legend,
They
all these
took they
great.
took the name Retromod.
Yeah,
Those
they're just
those
these light years ahead of what I'm doing, and I'm just like, okay. So I felt like, well, I need to step down from this because it was fun while it was lasting, but there was no way I was going to keep up with bigger and better.
yeah.
So I cut out the mod and just kept Retro Rob, and that's where that came from. I hate it though. I hated it so bad because it was like there's retro everybody, man. There's like retro Larry, retro Ralph, retro, like everybody's got like retro in front of their name. So
I
it's not
guess
original.
yeah.
It's not original at all. Um, but anyways, I do prefer actually retro games over modern gaming, and it's just because in my time here on Earth is, as we're getting older, I don't want to sit around for like updates anymore, and like I don't want to
Yeah.
sit around for like you buy these games and they're just basically it's a plastic shell with a disc that basically just has a code on it, and you're just gonna have to download most of it anyways. And then once you're done downloading it, as soon as you go to play it, you already have a 45 gig update. And then then 3 days later you come home, you're ready to play again, or like 36 more gig update. And I'm like, I don't know, man. And then there's always these patches, something's got to be fixed. This guy doesn't have an elbow, like like there's always something like. And so retro, man, I can come home, I just throw my disc or cartridge in, I turn it on.
That is the beauty of like retro games
Just,
is you don't have to like dread, be like, oh god, how long is it going to take before I can play this?
yeah. There's just
It's
nothing screaming out to me either. Like modern gaming lately, there's nothing really coming out right now that I'm like, I gotta go bust down the doors to go get. I will say the last two games I actually bought that I felt like I had to get was the new Indiana Jones and the RoboCop Rogue City, and that's primarily because I'm a big collector of those franchises.
that makes
And
sense.
right, but like everything else that's been coming out, like I'm not even excited about the Switch 2. I don't care about the Switch 2. I didn't pre-order. I was like, should I pre-order a Switch 2 or go to Ireland? So I went to Ireland. You know what I mean? Like
Probably
I'd
the
rather
better choice.
I'd rather go see the world, man, than worry about a new Mario Kart for the 15th millionth time. Like
Yeah.
I get it's open world, but it's they're doing the same thing that SSX3 did. So like I'd rather just go play SSX3.
Yeah.
It's not revolutionary what
Yeah.
Nintendo's doing right now. So why would I want to go waste all this money right now? My thing too is like I just got a Switch like 2 years ago. Like I just got into the Switch now, and
Yeah.
like so I'm not ready to even move on yet from next. I'm still exploring the Switch's library. So I feel like by the time I get into the Switch 2, it'll be like 4 or 5 years from now. I'll have no problem getting one.
Yeah.
And maybe games won't be, $80 to $100.
I don't know.
Maybe
That
I don't know.
Nintendo tax is strong. It lingers.
Yeah. So we'll see though. And I'm not bashing people. Like I get like a lot of Switch people who are like they've had their Switch for like it's been out for what, almost 7, 8 years, I think.
That something like
So
that,
like
yeah.
so original owners, I totally understand that they're ready to get something new or whatever. I'm just not in that boat right now. I'm always gonna be behind. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only reason that I have a PS5 is I was downsizing my game collection, and there's a person that works at a place that I service, and
Okay.
he's a big buyer and seller of video games, and I was like, here's all these games, what do you give me for it? And it was like, I can't even remember, like $1,500 or something like that. And I was like, yeah, like what do you got? Like maybe we can work out a trade or something. And
Yeah.
he was like, I got a PS5, like brand new. And I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah. And it was like just under retail. So it was like, okay, sure. Like I'll
Wow.
get that. So I went out with like I got cash from him too, and I went out and I bought the Sackboy game. I bought
Yeah, those are good games.
another controller, and I think I bought Horizon Forbidden West.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I guess now's the time to get in to the PS5, and it's been great so far. But for the Switch 2, it's just like middle of the road. And Joe said he just ordered 3 more Switch 2s just to spite you.
Dang it, Joe.
And I like how Joe's recommendation was to use a mirror and put a wig on it with lipstick. So when I look in the mirror, I look like a lady.
Oh man.
That'll make it easier to talk to the camera.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Now-
It's gonna make you do something.
That's Could you imagine like your significant other coming down to be like, "Hey, honey, dinner's ready," and you're just looking into a mirror with a wig and lipstick on, and you're just like, "Go away."
I told you never interrupt my quiet time.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm
I'm just now getting into PS2, which is funny. While you're getting into PS5.
just now
I
getting
just
into PS2.
yeah, yeah. I'm just getting all the I'm getting all the games that weren't on the Xbox because
Mm,
Xbox PS2 basically like the same library except PlayStation had some exclusives, Xbox had some. So
yeah.
I'm getting the stuff on PlayStation that I don't have on Xbox. So and it's been great. I've been loving the PS2 a lot, and I can see why everyone considers it one of like the best
It's
libraries and or system. You
it's a
know,
it's a good one, and I am sorry to my wife who had to give our son his eye drop by himself.
uh,
By herself.
you could have timed out, man. I've been all right. I could sit here for myself for a minute.
Nah, it's just like it's new. It's like a new thing we have to do because he has glaucoma.
Okay.
So, with him being 7 months old, like
Yeah.
give it like we have to make sure because it's a beta blocker. So we have to
Yeah.
like make sure it's one drop and like he moves
Oh,
like
I
an
know, man. I
animal.
remember having kids. Yeah.
Like
Yep.
he does not like it. So he's like kicking his legs and he's like moving his arms and he's like trying to get away and you're like trying like dude, I'm trying to get one drop. Come on, man. Like
Yeah.
but
Dude, they're so strong, man. It's
dude,
crazy, like
it's
how big you are, and they're still like they push you off with that strength, like you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, there is nothing like a baby's strength. So you are a man that just does a lot of things, like just a ton of random things. What makes you want to do all of these different things?
I'm just at a point in my life, man, where I just look at something and I just go, I wonder if I can do that, and then I just go do it. So I don't know, man. I just feel like I'm just tired of sitting on the sidelines, I guess, and everything now is just all like side quests, man. I just want to see every something pops in my head, and I just get a like the itch to go do it, and then I go do it, and I may be successful or I may not. I don't know, but I'm not. I don't want to sit around anymore and wonder if I would be or not. So,
So
so
were you the kind of person that would like, when you were younger, where you would just look at something and be like, yeah, maybe I could do it, and then just never try? And then now you've reached a point where you're like, no, I want to just go and try it? Or is this a thing that you've always done from the very
I've
beginning?
always, yeah, even when I was younger, man, I went through all the phases, man. I was just like, I wonder if I can rollerblade, and I go rollerblade, and I play roller hockey, and then I wonder if I could skateboard, and I would skateboard, and yeah, I've always done that. But then there was a point of time where I'm like, I need to work, like I need to have a job, and like I have to like find some sort of financial plan or future, and then you turn into like kind of like an all that fun kind of leaves your body for a while. You're a dad, you're responsible, bills, all that stuff, like it's just life. And then when you get to a point again in that path where you don't have to do that anymore, it's time to flip that switch, go back to what you did when you were younger, and just you're just doing it in an older shell. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's so crazy to see because like yeah, you're older, but like you're not terribly old.
No,
In
no, yeah,
the grand scheme of like,
not yet.
the grand like you're not terribly old. So
No.
like it's and I like you are one of those people that have you played your cards right, you got lucky and like well, maybe not lucky, but like you set yourself up to be able to do that. And like
Yeah.
nowadays people really can't do that
Yeah.
unless they're
Yeah.
like really really smart about it.
Yeah, I just planned ahead, man, and just wanted to make sure that like if I could stop working for good, I'm gonna do it. And yeah, I've been retired for going on 4 years this June. So
That's
so
crazy.
while I have all this free time, and I'm not doing YouTube anymore, so I just figured, yeah, that's what led to that play. I went to a show one time, and I told my wife, I looked at her, I was like, I wonder if I could do that. So then I did. I auditioned. It was my first time ever. Like I've never done any acting whatsoever. So I think I got lucky there. And then now coming up here in July, we were talking before the show. I'm looking to race a car. I'm gonna go car racing at this track here by my. It's like 2 hours from here. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna race like a souped up, just a Toyota race car, and it's like an 8 hour day, and try and get a lot of photos and stuff and some video, just me going around the track and me, not hopefully crashing.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not yeah. So
That I saw. I remember when I saw like you were done YouTube, and I was like, that's an interesting thing. And then you were like, oh hey, I'm gonna be in this play, and I was like, okay.
yeah.
And like it's funny because you said like you had such a this feeling about wanting to be on camera or like having your face out there and stuff like that, but then you're like, I'm gonna be the center of attention in a theater.
Yeah, it's different though. I don't know, it's a weird feeling in the theater because it's like the people are there, but you feel like you kind of just you're in your own world with the other people on the stage, and it's
Yeah,
kind of like you don't really notice that the people, because you can't really, the rule of thumb for the theater too is to not make eye contact with anyone in the crowd or anything. So
that
when
would be really hard to do.
it's not, you just glance around and you just fixate on stuff around the people, and trust me, it works. And then other than that, you look at the people who are next to you on stage,
Yeah.
and you don't really feel like there's anybody around you, so it's kind of, I don't know, I found it to be pretty easy. So
How 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 was it like acting? Like trying to put yourself into like the shoes of the person that you were portraying. Like how difficult was
well,
that?
so I kind of didn't like it because the role I was playing was someone who I had kind of acted like in my past when I was like I was actually, believe it or not, a meaner person back in the day. And some viewers know, some probably don't, but I was actually an alcoholic for a very long time, and I actually got went to rehab. After like a year, I thought I could like go back to drinking, and I couldn't. And so I put the drink down for good. I'll be 4 years sober actually next month in June. But when I
Congratulations.
was, thank you. When I was that person though, like everyone thinks I'm like this laid back, jovial, happy guy and everything. And they're like, "Oh, this dude probably had no stress, no worries." But there was a time, man, when I was just an absolute terrible person. So when I was playing this role, it kind of made me upset because I had to channel that same person again, angry, yelling, like just being an absolute. But it was easy to do because I've done it before. So
That's interesting. Yeah.
yeah. So
I I actually had somebody on not long ago, probably a couple weeks ago at this point. He goes by Gosh Josh Games, and
okay.
he was an alcoholic for a very long time,
Yeah.
and he said like he was just like at the lowest point in his life, and he was basically at the point where he said like I was just ready to die, like he was ready to just he knew it was coming, and he was like I'm just ready for it.
Yeah.
And
It's tough.
he had like one of those moments that was like, all right, I got to snap out of this. I don't want to be this way anymore. And
Yeah.
he's now sober, and he's done this exact 180 where, you said you were this angry guy, this mean guy, and
Oh yeah.
stuff like that. Like I feel like a lot of people that fall into that path and have those issues, when they come out on the other side and they're clean and they're a couple of years into it, they're the complete opposite of what they were when they were in that state of mind.
Yeah. Or sometimes they're just the person they used to be too before
Some yeah,
things
you're
things
gonna
things
have
took,
those.
things
Yeah,
took a hold of them. Yeah.
yeah,
My battles were just, I don't know. I think I used alcohol mostly as a crutch to get through social situations. Before I had to go anywhere, I'd have many drinks. I wouldn't even eat. I'd be at these like events and I would just drink and like not even eat until like later on at night. And then those are never the good meals, right? Those are the
yeah,
ones like the gut bombs. And then like I would use it to sleep or just anything, man. Just like, and then I just abused it to the point where like I couldn't control it anymore. So
yeah.
but now like I said, I mean, 4 years into it, like I don't even miss it at all. Like I can go be in bars, like I can still hang out with people. People can drink around me. It's not like, I'm gonna go berserk and just start,
Yeah.
grabbing cans out of people's hands. you know,
Yeah.
yeah. It's I don't know, man. So now I just like just living life, and like I said, I was telling you before, just doing these side quests and trying to make the best of everything I can now, going forward, and just hopefully leaving a positive footprint. Instead of not being remembered for what I was, remembering for what I'm doing now, kind of a thing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he's the same way.
yeah,
He streams and stuff on over on Twitch, and he's dabbled in YouTube a little bit. We've talked about that a little bit with how he doesn't really have much luck over there, and it's just this whole thing. But
yeah,
he's curated this little community of these people that confide in him, and they say, they vent to him, and they come to him with these issues in his stream, and he just, talks to them and helps them through these things. And he, like, his whole community, like, I'm in his Discord with his community. They've popped into my streams as well, and they're great people. And
yeah,
it's awesome to have like that kind of community where you feel comfortable and you can talk out any issues that you're having, no matter how severe or how minuscule they may feel.
right.
But to
That's
have
good.
like that person that can like is willing to talk to you at all times
Yeah, and it's
is
been through the ringer.
has
So
been through has been
yeah,
through like the lowest of the low,
yeah,
that you can talk to. And I have people in my life that I have gone through like addiction and stuff like that. Like a lot of my friends went through all of that, but they came out the other side, and it's crazy to see the transformation that people can make.
oh yeah, yeah. And how much healthier you can look too.
Yeah. And even when you watch like celebrities that have gone through it too, you see them like
Yeah,
they're in the spotlight. You see them every step of the way, and
yeah,
then you see them 5 years later. They've been out of the spotlight and they've turned their life around. You're like, whoa, like that's so and so.
yeah. No, it's good, man. Yeah, and I just like I said, just try to spend more time trying to like be more compassionate to people, be nicer to people, just listen to people, or just talk to people. I mean, just I don't know, just try to have a different mindset than in the past, and it's been working great, man. I've meet a lot of great people. I've made a lot of great friends, and my social network's always expanding. I'm always meeting people, and just I don't, I'm pretty fortunate that things turned out the way they did, actually. So
Yeah, it's crazy like the people that you can connect with when you're just nice. Like when
yeah,
you're just nice and open and friendly.
I know it
It's
is.
crazy. Cuz I
Yeah,
used to be like a little shit kid, and like I was like, just not the nicest person. I wouldn't say I would go out of my way to be mean, but I just wasn't like as kind or as like friendly to strangers as I am now. So,
yeah.
and it's so it's such a simple thing. Like
I know, man. It is.
it's so simple.
It takes it takes less time to be nice and then to go on a whole tirade about something. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Is there a specific game, whether it's a console or like some sort of collectible, that is like at your like the top of your list to get that you haven't gotten yet?
I don't think so. I think I'm pretty well rounded out in here as far as like what I have. I don't desire another console, that's for sure. I think I'm pretty set. I think I have everything I need as far as gaming goes. Um, as far as games, I mean, I just acquired like two of these really hard to get out of print Evercade carts finally. Those are something I wanted for a while, and I finally got those. So there's always something that probably pops up. I just started collecting the Atari 7800, which is random. Um,
I think
but
you
also,
had those sealed ones that you opened, right?
yes, I know. I don't know if people freaked out over that or not, but it's too late. So, because when I buy a game, I'm gonna buy it to play it. I don't want it in a plastic shrink wrap box. So, but there's some certain 7800 titles out there for sure. I'm keeping my eyes out for that are on the list. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm one of those things. Like when I see something for a system that I have, if it's something I really want to get, then yeah, it'll be on the list. But
So there's like nothing that's just like I need this. The minute I see it,
no,
it's
I
mine.
don't. I don't think I don't honest. I don't even need all this. Honestly, like I could sell this all tomorrow. To be honest with you, I have no. My sentimental attachment to this is like not as great as I thought it would be.
Oof.
Um,
I'm a very sentimental attached guy to a fault.
yeah,
To a fault.
I love all this stuff, man, but I don't know. There's just still so much more I want to do out there in the world, and like if I had to get rid of all this tomorrow to keep doing what I need to do, I would, you know.
That
Um,
that makes sense. Yeah. If
yeah,
I maybe if I was in like that kind of situation, like maybe I would feel the same, but like
yeah,
I'm a very sentimental guy, and I think it's just because of the things that I've been through in the past couple of years. Like, it's just like sentimental stuff is just like I'm in that stage of my life now where
yeah.
I
No, that
have
makes total
weird
sense, man.
attachments to stuff.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say they're weird. I mean, I get it. Like, there's some. I mean, I can tell you that almost every item in here probably has a story behind it or why I got it, and I love that that I have that, but I also know that I can keep those stories and those memories with me though too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I don't know.
So what's next, man? What do you have like coming up that you're excited to do? I know you said about a race car, but like what's after that? What are some
I don't
things
know,
that are
man.
on your bucket list of things to do that you haven't done yet?
Well, there's still more of the world I need to see. I believe Greece is next. Gonna go to Greece. Um, Maybe jump out of a plane. I still got to do that.
I'm surprised that you haven't done that yet.
I've had my opportunities, but I was probably in a different mindset back then. So now I'm like, now I would do it. Back then I was probably like, this plane's fine. Like, I don't know. I'm still working on the book. That's been taking a little bit of time just because there's a lot going on and I don't know what I'm doing.
Now
I don't know.
what kind of book are you planning on writing?
It's right now. It's tentatively titled "Who the Hell is Retro Rob," and it's about my story from social media and my climb into YouTube and my basically my YouTube experience.
Okay.
So it's 12 chapters. It's about 10 to 12 pages per chapter. I have it all outlined, and I'm just been writing chapter by chapter.
That should
It's
be a
just
pretty interesting
I
interesting
think it's
read.
gonna be. I think it's gonna be funny too. I have a lot of funny stuff for it.
That's like my wheelhouse of things that I like to read. Like I like to read things about people. Like the most books that I've read are all like autobiographies of musicians, like Corey Taylor,
Okay.
Fieldy
Yeah.
from
Cool.
Korn, Anthony
Yeah.
Kiedis, like their books and stuff like that. So I consume those super quick, and it helps too if I like know the person too. So
Yeah.
it's something that I would see when you release it. I'm like, yep, I'm gonna pick that up. I'm gonna read that.
Nice. Yeah. I hope a few people do. I don't know that it's gonna be successful or not. I don't. Um, it's it's not to make money or anything. I don't really care about that. I just want to see if I can do it, just like everything else, like right? I just
Yeah.
want to see if I can do it. So I'm
Yep.
gonna see if I can write a book. I'm gonna try and get it published. I know some friends that are gonna help me with the publishing end, but that's later down the road. I don't know how long this will take me because I think the when I'll finally have some free time will be this fall coming up, so then I can really hunker down. But we got a lot going on. Like I'm heading out to Florida here in June for a week, and then July is the race car. I'm going out to Hawaii. I go to Hawaii usually like once, twice a year to my friend. He lives on the Big Island, and so I go out hang out with him. He's a farmer, and so yeah, yeah. So I farm. I farm for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and just stay off the grid. So
Dude, that's the life right there, man.
oh, dude, I love it so much, man. And it's so funny too, because it's like I go out there to escape, but I'm like, escape what? Like I don't really have a my life's not stressful. Like
Yeah, like I have a hunting camp that I'm a member of that, we get free reign to use it, however much we can use it as long as it's not like reserved for
yeah,
whatever weekend, and it's in a town that's just very small. It's very quiet. There's no internet. There's barely cell service, and it's
yeah,
just a place that you can go that's just different. Like the
Nice.
people out there are just different.
Yeah.
Like they have like their things and whatever, but when you're there, like you have the little grocery store that's in town that you get everything at. There's a bakery, there's a sporting goods store, there's a hardware store, and there's like a pizza shop that's just there for some reason. Then you have
Okay.
like the library and like a auto parts place, but that's literally it. And it's not
Nice.
like chain stuff. It's like whoever has that auto place, it has had it since it's probably been handed down
Yeah.
from somebody, and it's just a different pace there, and it's so easy to just put everything down and just be like, this is much better.
Okay. Yeah.
Just to kind of unplug and just you have to, if you want to watch movies, you have to go put the DVD in the DVD player. You don't just get to scroll on the TV.
I can see a lot of us going to that future here in time. I think a lot of us are going to start getting burnt out by all the stuff that we have.
I can agree. It's
Yeah.
like it's cool. Like I'm one that can appreciate like technology and the things, but there's also a point where I'm just like, dude, this is too much. This is
Yeah. It
way
is.
way too much. Like I've been dabbling in like the Chat GPT stuff, and it's scary how accurate it can be.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. AI, man.
it's
I'm not ready for it.
it's crazy. Like it's cool. Like it's a cool thing
Yeah.
that it's like you can use it as a tool, and like I used it as a tool to make a new logo, and it nailed it. And all I did was just feed it information. I didn't give it any reference pictures, nothing.
Yeah.
I just told it what I wanted, and it made it all within like a day.
Wow.
All the changes that I needed, and it was so accurate that it was like, holy shit, man. Like,
Yeah.
this is all I have to do is I just have to explain this to this thing, and it just makes it for me. Like I didn't have to deal with another person and days upon days upon days of edits and stuff that they had to hand draw or draw in a computer or whatever. Like it was almost instantaneous. Like
Yeah.
if it can do that with that, what can it do if it's put into the right shell of like, are we gonna have those like fixing cars and working in like obviously like they're already like running restaurants and stuff. Like like how far does this thing go?
Yeah. It
It's
goes all the way to the franchise wars and when Taco Bell wins, like in Demolition Man. That's how far it goes.
yeah.
That's how far it
Or we're just living in like a post-apocalyptic like Last of Us type world where some fungus took
Yeah.
over, or we're
I don't want to picture any of that, man.
or we're just like living in like the Terminator movie.
Yeah. I won't know. I'll probably be on the big island with my friend. We'll,
You'll just be looking with like telescopes and binoculars like,
yeah,
whoa, shit's really hitting the fan there.
watching everything on fire.
Good thing they can't swim yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrifying to think about how far. But I like ideally if I could pick a place to live, like I would be just kind of tucked in a way, just in my own
Yeah.
little nook to just kind of escape.
Yeah. Mine's Florence, Italy. I went there 2 years ago and started looking at homes out there, and that's probably where we're gonna probably wind up in the next 2 3 years. So
I hear Italy's really nice.
yeah.
My boss and his wife just went there like a couple months ago.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
super
where in
cheap.
Italy they went, but they said it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it's super cheap. Uh, the dollar goes super. It's like very far. I don't know. I liked it, man. It was easy to navigate. Transportation's excellent. Also easy to. I don't know, but we also kind of have our sights set on North Carolina right now. We might be leaving Texas to go North Carolina in the future here. I don't know.
I have a buddy
So
that lives in one of the I can never remember which one of the
you
Carolinas he
can't go
lives
wrong
in.
with either one of them.
Yeah,
Honestly, they're both great. Yeah, that's how we are though. We just can't sit still long enough to Texas, this has never been a forever place. Everywhere we go is never a forever place. We're always got the itch to go somewhere else, whether it's temporary or permanent. So I can't see myself here much longer, honestly. That's why I said it's easy for me to disassociate with all this stuff. I can sell it, and then I could just start getting other stuff, or I don't know. I never know, man. I never know what I'm going to do from day to day, honestly. Like I
It's
said, I wait till I see something, and then I ask if I can do it, and then I try and go do it. So.
it's an interesting way to live, and I enjoy hearing that like you're happy with it, and that you've kind of found this little spot that this way of life that you enjoy.
Yeah, thank you.
You have
Yeah.
it. You got it figured out. You cracked the code.
I've done something, man. I don't know what it is. I might just be insane.
I mean, maybe. I think we're all just a little insane sometimes, but
Be quiet, me in a mirror with lipstick.
dude, thank you for coming on and talking with me. It's been a blast, and it did not disappoint. I had this expectation going into it of like, this dude just does all this random stuff just because. And I've followed you on, social media, and just like seen these little things that you've done, and I'm just like, dude, I would love to just sit down and just like talk to him and just understand his way of thinking. Just because like it's like, as a person that kind of has that like likes to dabble in stuff mindset, but doesn't have the extreme like you, where I'm not just like, oh, a race car, I want to get in it and drive it.
Yeah.
I'm like, it'd be cool to get in and drive it, but I don't want to do that.
Oh man. Yeah. It's Eagle Canyon, by the way. They started following me on Instagram also. I was following them. I started messaging them. So just be on the lookout for Eagle Canyon. That'll be in July.
I will be
yeah.
I will be on the lookout for
I appreciate you having me on,
all
man.
of the stuff.
I appreciate it. I always like being on these kind of shows. I'm always honored, man. Like, I know it sounds corny, but it's just, people take the time to want you to come hang out, and I think it's the least you could do, right? Like, I've never said no to anybody in any show, no matter what. And it's not because I'm like some attention like seeking person or whatever. It's just, I value the company of other people, even if it isn't in the same room, right? We're still sharing something. So
it's the thing that I've enjoyed the most about the whole content journey that I've been on, whether it's streaming, whether it's like booking a guest or something. It's just sitting down and talking to people of all walks of life, all different mindsets, different beliefs, different outlooks on things, different interests, and you sit down and have this, hour and a half long conversation, and you're like, dude, we could go for another couple of hours if we chose to. And it's
for sure.
And this is the first time we've ever met.
Yeah.
And we've had like a great conversation about all kinds of different things, and it was that easy.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
like, it kind of sets the tone for people that may not like be super talkative or outgoing, to be like, look, these two people just met for the first time on the internet, and they just had this conversation like it was nothing.
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
I can't explain it.
it's the most interesting part about everything. I love it. It's been great.
Same.
It's been great.
I think so too. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on again, and good luck in everything that you do with your book, with the race car, with probably jumping out of a plane, and moving somewhere, whether it's another country or just a different state.
Well, I appreciate it, and you too. Thank you. We'll stay in touch. We'll be on the only form of social media I'm on right now. So.
You know where to find me.
Yep.
All right, man. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.